Calling all yachties. Let's take a cruise with Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. Welcome back to Travel Tuesday with Teresa. I'm your host, Teresa Belcher, founder of Honeymoon Islands. And if you are like me and you don't fancy going on a large cruise ship with 4,000 other people, because that's not your idea of a vacation, but yet you've researched doing private yacht charters just for your intimate family, found it out of reach financially? Well, today I've got the answer for you. My co-host today is Ray from Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection. Welcome to the show, Ray.
Thank you, Teresa. So happy to be here.
So I'm looking forward to your presentation. You're going to educate us all about the 3 yachts that Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection has and the destinations you go to, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is the Caribbean, Europe, and the Baltic Sea and North Europe. So if you want to share your screen, take it away.
Okay, perfect. So, Teresa, thank you again for this wonderful opportunity for me to share just a little bit more about the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection, right? And what we're doing. So before I get started, I thought it would be fantastic to show a teaser video so that you kind of understand a little bit more about what we're doing. But here goes. Now, after that video, I hope you feel just a little bit inspired to learn a little bit more about what we're doing. And so if you have not heard, the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection, essentially what we did was that we've taken the Ritz-Carlton hotel experience and we brought it to sea. So we built a brand new super yacht. Our first and only super yacht, her name is Evrima, and she is sailing. So we had a bumpy start, but delighted to share she's been sailing for just, well, a little bit over a year now, coming up to a year and a half. But that's our first and only super yacht, and we do now have number 2 and number 3 on the way. But I'll share more details about them later on in the presentation itself. But moving forward, let's quickly do a quick overview of Evrima. So our first and only super yacht currently. So she's a little bit over 600 feet long, 149 suites. That leaves space on board for about 300 guests. Now, one of the things that, or two of the items that I love to touch on here is the crew to guest ratio. That's nearly 1-to-1. So that really does allow us to deliver on that personalized service that the Ritz-Carlton is known for. And then that guest to space ratio. So for every guest on board, there's 85.2 square feet of space. So even I was on board in December. And whenever I was on board, we were up upwards of 90% occupancy, and it never felt that way at all. You have so much space, it's so intimate, and it's by design. We definitely want that. We don't want the overcrowded feeling, and again, by design, and you have plenty of space on board. Now, with the Ritz-Carlton Yacht Collection, we do offer our version of an all-inclusive experience because we want to make that experience for you as easy as possible, right? So our version, I like to say, is that once you are on board the yacht, you do not have to spend any more if you don't want to. So, of course, we have suites. We only have suites, and all of our suites come with their own private terrace and ocean views. Multiple dining venues are included in the all-inclusive fare, including 24-hour in-suite dining. Beverages are also included, and this is in the suite and throughout the yachts. This does include spirits, wines, and beers, and all the way to coffee, sodas, and teas. There are onboard activities and enrichment programs that are included as well. Onboard gratuities are included. And then just recently, we installed Starlink Wi-Fi. So that's all included too. And then the marina platform. So I always like to highlight that. I'll have a slide on it a little bit later, but it does allow whenever you're sailing with us and whenever we are anchored, it does allow you direct access to the water with some non-motorized water toys, which is all included. Now, let's say that you're sailing with us and there are a couple of different areas where you would spend a little bit more money on. It would be the spa, of course. Shore excursions are not included. And then the specialty dining and private reserve list. Again, so those are probably the three most common areas that if you were to spend while on board with us, those would be the areas. And then moving forward, so of course, we have a beautiful brand new product. So on board our Vrima, you have 6 different suite categories that you'll be able to choose from. Our entry-level suite starts at 300 square feet, and it goes all the way up to the owner suite, which you see pictured here, at nearly 1,100 square feet. So not overly too big with square footage, but definitely well-appointed and definitely very comfortable for, let's say, 2 people traveling together. Now, with our owner suites, we only have 2 of these on board. You have a 635 feet square private terrace as well. So that's definitely a highlight. You have a jacuzzi hot tub on your private terrace. You have a dining table and also a sitting area on the terrace as well. But as you can see, as you go throughout the actual suite itself, you have quite a large dining table. You do have a sitting area. You have multiple sitting areas, actually. And it is only 1 bedroom. So definitely keep that in mind. All of our suites on board are 1 bedroom as well. We do have connecting options in case, let's say, you're traveling with, maybe you're bringing the children or the grandchildren. We do have connecting suite options that can work. Here's another example of one of our suites that we do offer. This is the Grand. So this is probably one of our upper but mid suite categories. So this one is 587 square feet, so very spacious. I love the flow of this suite when you walk in. And it's built like a true 1-bedroom suite. You have beautiful ambient lighting all throughout. And then in the bathrooms are stunning. You have a double vanity, you have a standing shower and a soaking tub here. And one thing that I do want to highlight is that, whenever we look at our suites, this is our entry-level suite pictured here, the terrace, right? So the terrace is what you would, the smallest suite that you would book or you can book when sailing with us. Again, 300 square feet. In that restroom or bathroom, you still have that beautiful double vanity. You have a standing shower, and this is the only suite category that will not have that separate soaking tub. However, if you move into any other or book into any other of our suite categories, it does come with that separate soaking tub in the bathroom, very much in line with, let's say, a traditional Ritz-Carlton hotel. Again, all of our suites, they have their own private terrace with ocean views, and they do range in square footage. So the lower the deck that you're on, the bigger your terrace will be. And as you move up in the decks, as you choose your suite, your specific suite that you would like to book, if you go higher on the decks, your private terrace does become a little bit smaller, but that is just by design of the yacht itself. Um, let's see here. And those are just a couple suites, so you can kind of see what they look like. But again, they're very, very spacious, starting again at 300 square feet, going up to nearly 1,100 square feet. And you have 6 different suite categories to choose from. And then moving along, we have a number of different dining options on board for you. So in total, there are actually 10 different areas where you are able to find some sort of food and or beverage offering. Of the 10, 5 are actual sit-down restaurants where you can choose from an a la carte menu. And then the other additionals are a mixture of, let's say, a bar or a grab-and-go bar, or even our 24-hour in-suite dining. Now, pictured here, we have Miss Straw. So this is one of our popular al fresco dining areas. So it has a Mediterranean-inspired menu here. You can see there's a full bar located on the left, and then this is where the adults-only pool is located as well that you see pictured. And then here we have Talat Nam. So this is our Southeast Asian cuisine restaurant. You have a sushi bar where the sushi chef is actually present on a daily basis. So if you wanted to dine at the sushi bar, you can definitely do that. Or you can sit at one of our, family style tables and enjoy a family style dinner. And also in Talat Nam, you only see seating for interior here, but we also have al fresco seating as well. And then here we have Evrima Room. So Evrima Room is our main dining hall, essentially. We don't technically have a main dining hall, but this would be where our largest dining room is located. So we do offer a menu that stays constant throughout the voyage, but we also offer our alternative menu where it changes every 3 days, dependent on the region that we sail in. So that offers that more of immersive experience, right? So if you are a little bit more on the curious side when it comes to culinary experiences, definitely check out the Evrima Room. And then one of the restaurants I do want to highlight here is C. So C is our specialty dining that we have on board Evrima. So why we had it considered as specialty dining is because we've actually partnered with a chef. The chef's name is Chef Sven Everfeld, and he actually has a restaurant at one of our Ritz-Carlton hotel properties in Germany. So it's at the Ritz-Carlton Wolfsburg. And so his restaurant there is called Aqua, and it actually has 3 Michelin stars. So we thought it would be a great idea to bring Chef Sven Everfeld on board to be the brainchild behind our specialty dining restaurant. So he's created the team, he's created the menu. It is a elevated dining experience. It is a Michelin star inspired menu. It's a 5-course European tasting menu with wine pairings from our private reserve list. It is only open for dinner, and reservations are required in advance. But if you are a foodie, if you are on board celebrating a anniversary or a milestone celebration, definitely it's worth booking a dinner with us here at C. And this does come at additional costs as well. Now, moving along, we do have a number of different spaces on board that really does bring the yacht experience to life. I only want to just touch on a couple of these here. The first one is definitely the marina. So when I think of a yacht experience, right? When I think of, hey, I'm going to rent a yacht and I'm going to enjoy it with my close family and friends, I always imagine dropping anchor, being able to jump off the back of the yacht, go for a quick swim, and then come back up. So that's exactly what we did with Evrima. So we built a beautiful marina at the back of the yacht. And as you can see here, you have direct access to the water, but we do have to keep in mind weather has to be good. Local authorities have to give us the clearance, and it's only whenever Evrima is anchored. So it's not available at every port that we go to. Our team does look at this beforehand to make sure that we can offer this in certain ports or certain destinations that we visit. But from an aerial view, you'll see here, whenever we do drop anchor and we do get the green light, we put out the non-motorized water toys so that you can definitely enjoy. We have kayaks, paddleboards, windsurf boards. If you wanted to jump off the back of the yacht for a quick swim, you can definitely do that as well. But again, this is one of the elements, in my opinion, that really does bring the yacht experience to life. And then as we kind of build out or as we kind of continue our journey in sailings, right? Because again, we've only now been in the water for about a year, coming up to a year and a half, where we are looking at different ways to offer entertainment and enrichment. So I would say overall, our entertainment on board is a in-house quartet. Think of the onboard experience in the evenings as a cocktail lounge vibe. So you have an in-house quartet that will be playing in the living room. They typically start let's say with more of a softer tone, more of a relaxed vibe. And as we go into the evening, it does change a little bit. We move into a different space. We bring out a DJ and it becomes a lot more social. And so when we do this, we also do build out themed events and theme parties for you to look forward to whenever you sail with us. And so in the past year, what we've done so far is we would host different theme parties such as en blanc party, Havana nights, or even disco nights. So feel free to bring on, some playful outfits if you'd like, and join the rest of the guests on board for a fun evening. It's not required. However, if you wanted to participate, you're absolutely welcome to. We do offer afternoon tea in the living room as well, so very traditional, or very much in line with some of the hotels, right, that we do afternoon tea. So we do offer this whenever we're at sea days in the living room. And then we do offer, not just rum tasting, but a number of different tastings dependent on the area that we're currently sailing in. And so just that changes as we continue to sail to different regions, and that will be included in the daily programming whenever you sail with us. And then one of the unique things that I think that we do, it's very similar. Well, yes, one of the very unique things that we do as far as entertainment and enrichment is that we actually look at bringing on local talent on board. And so whenever I was on board in December, we were in Nassau and the team ended up bringing on Junkanoo dancers, right? And so that was really exciting. We had a parade that went through the living room. I understand that in the past, whenever we were in Spain, we brought on flamenco dancers. And so there are different areas and regions that we sail to that we are able to bring on these different kind of local enrichment opportunities for a more immersive experience if you are on board with us at that time. Now, moving along, let's talk about itineraries real quick. So with our itineraries, again, we are splitting our time between, at least currently, between the Mediterranean in the summer months and Caribbean in the winter months. Now, this is with our only super yacht, our only current super yacht every month. So she goes back and forth. We have transatlantic crossings as well, if you're interested. Our itineraries, they range from 5 nights being the shortest, 11 nights being the longest. And they are a continuous itinerary. So we're constantly on the move. If you're looking to sail with us, and let's say you have 3 weeks to sail, we can absolutely look at putting together or selecting a few itineraries back to back where, we can offer you something a little bit different every time. And then starting next year, so starting summer of 2025, we will be moving into or sailing in Northern Europe for the very first time. So we're very, very excited about that. With Northern Europe, that does open up 30 new ports that we'll be sailing to, which will include Iceland, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, and also United Kingdom. And so next summer as well, that will also mean that we have 3 super yachts in the water and sailing. But I'll touch on yacht number 2 and yacht number 3 in the next few slides. And then we do also offer marquee events. So currently, we have, in the past year, historically, we have had the yachts in Monaco during the Monaco Grand Prix. So 2024 has been booked for a full private charter. For 2025, it is currently on a holdback for a private charter. However, if it does not get picked up by a private charter client, it does become open to the public, and we should know that by May. So if the Monaco Grand Prix is something that you are interested in doing, definitely keep an eye on this to see if it does become open to the public, or perhaps if you are interested in a full private charter, that is available as well. But again, some quick highlights as far as just our itineraries. Within the Mediterranean is definitely our hottest destination as of today. And within the Mediterranean, we sail all throughout. Typically, when we start the Mediterranean season, we start in Portugal, we'll move into Spain, we go into France, we go into Italy, we go into Greece, we go to Croatia, we go all the way east as Turkey, and then we come back around, right? And then so we'll turn back around, and then we will backtrack our way out of the Med. And so that's really exciting. And now continuing and moving forward. So I am super excited to announce that, we do have two brand new super yachts on the way. So Evrima took us a little while to get her out and in the water, but again, happy to share. She's been sailing. She's been doing extremely well. And we're coming up at about 1.5 years now of being operational. But that never stopped us from our goal and vision of what the company is supposed to be like, let's say a few years from today. So as of September of 2024, this year, we will be launching Ilma. Her inaugural voyage will be September 2nd, 2024. So we're super, super excited about that because that's right around the corner. In the blink of an eye, we will have Ilma in the water. She is just under 800 feet long, 224 suites, so a little bit more than Evrima. Space on board for about 450 guests. And then we still keep that nearly 1-to-1 crew to guest ratio, but we increase that guest to space ratio. So even though we bring on more guests onto Ilma, because we increased the yacht by the amount that we did, it should actually feel much more intimate because every guest on board would have so much space. So that's definitely key, and just kind of note that there. And then quickly, just some images so you can kind of see what the interior of Ilma will be like. So we've definitely gone with a much more lighter color palette here, so much more airy. But all of our suites, they will still have their own private terraces. They will all have ocean views. And then we do offer, we'll add 2 new upper suite categories to the overall inventory for you to choose from. All of our public spaces have been increased dramatically. So this is dining privé. It's an area where if you wanted to, let's say, host a private dinner or a private lunch for a group of y'all traveling together, you can look at meeting a food and beverage minimum and then working with the chef, and then you'll be able to create a custom menu here. And then inclusive of that is, of course, the sun deck. So this is one of the areas that we noticed with Evrima that we wanted to improve was the overall pool area. So now with Ilma, the entire top deck, you have a large pool. You have plenty of lounge and pool seating, plenty of alfresco and outdoor seating area as well. And then attached to this area, you also have a outdoor movie theater. There's a full bar, and then it actually goes into our restaurant Mistral that's located on the same deck. Now that's just Ilma. And then moving forward, we have her sister ship, Luminara. So Luminara will be, or is set to have her inaugural voyage in July of 2025. She is bookable now. So if you are planning out into July of 2025, you can absolutely look at booking onto Luminara. Again, the specs are very similar to Ilma, our second super yacht. They are sister ships, but there is a small difference there. You'll see that that Luminara has 226 suites, so that's about 452 guests. But we still keep that nearly 1-to-1 crew to guest ratio, and that guest to space ratio stays just about the same. And then if we continue to look at just what the interior will look like, this is still a work in progress, but I've seen from history and pattern what our renderings are comes out very close to what the actual product looks like. So as you can see, we still have a lot of light colors here, but we've added some darker features or like darker accents. And then here's another image of one of our upper suite categories that we're offering. But yes, she's a beautiful product. I will share more information with Teresa when I have it regarding Luminara. Again, she's very, very new for us. We just had our keel laying ceremony, meaning that we just started the build of her hull. So we're very excited for the progress that she's making. And then with that, I think that kind of gives a good general overview as far as, what we're doing, the different yachts that we currently have, the different options that you're able to book. Evrima, again, our first and only super yacht, 149 suites. And then we have Ilma and Luminara, number 2 and number 3. With about 225 suites, 450 guests. And again, Ilma, our second yacht, launched September 2024, and Luminara a year after that. But I'll go ahead and then close out with just a quick video, kind of recapping the 3 different yachts, and then also our newest Northern Europe itineraries.
If you had to say what your top 3 takeaways from this episode, what would that be?
The top 3 takeaway. Definitely the experience on board. It's not your traditional cruise experience, even though we do, let's say, operate, and the booking process is very similar to booking a cruise. It's definitely much more of a relaxed yachting experience, for sure, 100%. Another takeaway is that, we are an extension of the Ritz-Carlton. So if you are familiar with staying at Ritz-Carlton hotels, if you're familiar with that warm and personalized service and receiving that, you will have that on board as well. But then that also translates over to the product. The product has been beautifully designed. I've been on a number of different ships, but she does really feel like a luxury boutique hotel at sea. And so it does eliminate a lot of those different other feelings that one would typically get with one of the other larger lines. And then the last takeaway, I would say, with the size of our yachts, right? At least with Evrima for sure, because she's smaller. One of the really neat, interesting facts there is that we do get to take our guests and, hopefully some of y'all to some, even though we will visit some of the larger, more well-known destinations. There are a lot of destinations that are off the beaten path, that are different, that are unique. And that's by design. Our team has done that so that we can take our guests that are sailing with us to new destinations, and so that they can see a little bit something new and something different. But again, every itinerary that we offer will always have the main, right, the main attractions. But then we will build the side attractions that will open them up or open you up to something new.
And I think that's very intriguing because the large ships, bigger doesn't mean it's better.
Right.
My point of view. For groups, what constitutes a group? How many cabins do you need to constitute a group rate?
That's a very, very good question. So for us, our numbers are a little bit higher, but we do it because we are a smaller yacht just to begin with. So in order to be considered a group on board with us, you do have to have a minimum of 12 suites, right? Maximum 30. Again, we only have 149 suites on board. We don't ever want, let's say if you are individual guests sailing with us. We don't want you to feel like a group has taken over the yacht while you're sailing with us. So we do limit it. And so yes, 12 is minimum, max is 30.
And if somebody had Marriott Bonvoy points, can they apply those points to the sailing?
That's a very, very good question. So yes, we are part of the Marriott Bonvoy program. So as a guest, if you are a Marriott Bonvoy member and you're sailing with us and you have paid for your cruise, you are able to earn points. You can redeem points. So the way that we work with redemption is that you would exchange your points for a certain dollar amount, and that dollar amount will reduce your overall cruise fare. And you can do that as many times as many points that you have in your bank. And then depending on your elite status, there are certain benefits that will be extended to you as well. So yes, we are part of that Marriott Bonvoy program, and you can definitely take advantage of that.
And are the travelers forced to contact Marriott to book that like they would with hotels, or can they book the sailing with travel advisors such as myself with points?
An excellent follow-up question. And they can actually book with their advisor. So they can absolutely book with you, Teresa.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you very much for taking your time. I really enjoyed this presentation. I just think that going on a yacht is a different experience compared to a traditional cruise, but a private yacht can be very costly. So this is really a nice fit. And I hope somebody would consider this for their next vacation choice. So if you want to reach out to me to get pricing and rates and itineraries, I would be happy to help you. My contact information is below or behind this podcast at the end. So until next time, if you can dream it, we will create it. Bye. Bye, Ray.
Thanks, Teresa. Bye.